What's up Saab fans around the world, and welcome back to another video. In today's video we will do an update on the rear-wheel drive build. It has been standing still for almost 2 weeks right now due to other projects in the house, but that's some things you have to take care of sometimes. So now I'm a little bit hyped to get the work started on this car again. It's not a lot to do, but still it is a lot to do, so let me explain. So nothing has really changed right here since the last video. Everything is intact, and this is just put in just to show how it will look. So nothing is mounted. What we will do today is we will remove all of this again. I will install a new belt because this is the old routing of the belt using this tensioner right here, and I didn't think that the belt without AC with the new routing did exist, but Stefan reached out to me, said he had a belt and he had tried it on his 9.5 previously. So this is actually for a 9.3 OG 93 9802 without AC, and this should work. So it's the same brand of belt and everything, so we will try to put that on, see if it works. I have ordered some parts and got a new line pressed. This is for the steering pump that we will be managing today. Also, I did put a question on the forums, on the rear-wheel drive forums for Saabs, and asked about the cooling line for the steering pump. And originally on this first generation OG 95, you have this cooling line right here that sits in front of the oil cooler, so it's basically just one turn. So I bought this. This is like a universal. It has, like, you could say it has twice the capacity of the old one, so I think it will be a nice upgrade rather than not having any at all. And we have got the Turbo 6 brakes for the NG95 finally modified. So this carrier has been modified by P.A. Johansson, thank you very much. It's a bracket that Maptunparts sells together with the NG95 Turbo 6 brake caliper carrier. So this is a dual piston caliper, and I've already installed it in the front and it looks so good. And if you look very closely, you could also see that the placement of the caliper is not the same. On the OG 95 the caliper sits right here, but since I have flipped the spindles, the caliper will sit like on the premium hypercars behind the front axle to not create like extra weight in front of the front axle. On this build it really doesn't matter, but it looks very cool to say the least, and this will be something that will make the car a little bit unique while standing at like a show or anything. It will not look like the other Saabs, and this doesn't look like the other Saabs either. So now we're just gonna jump into it and get everything started to remove some stuff, and I will see where I want this cooler to sit, because everything generates a little bit of heat. It doesn't matter what it is on this car, everything just generates a little bit of heat. So to make this very simple, I think I will put it on the radiator spec right here, so then I will have an ease to install the lines, and I can put the container for the fluid right here and it will sit really nice. So I think that will be a good solution, and we will mark that up, make it sit real flush, and we will just keep rolling. That's the reason a little bit why I upgraded the radiator. It is like so much bigger, so much thicker, So I don't think I will lose like performance by having this oil cooler that will generate a little bit of heat also.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints, money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague, we all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name, all our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be, living in a time where disease is on every screen, I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering, negativity is a plague for the mentally weak, no mercy, all I got is working, never stop.
So that fitted perfectly. Thank you so much, Stefan, for that. Really nice. But I will keep this in place because you never know. To have the other routing, it's not really an issue, but it's one more thing that could create noise or be the reason why something breaks down. So it's better to have without it. So we will run it like this but keep it in place, because you never know if the belt breaks down while you're out driving or anything, and there might be this belt that is the only one that you can get. So we will run it like this. The steering fluid cooler is installed. You can see it right there. And also the shroud with the fans are back on. So now I have started, I have connected the hydraulic line that I bought, the newly pressed. It's so tight fit, but it works. But I really need to get some heat management for this hose right here, because this will just burn up. It sits really close to the wheel, but that's almost how it sits stock as well, except it goes this way around. But it's tight against here, so there is no issues, but I will need to get some heat protection over this so it will last. So now I'm going to reuse the OEM bracket for the container, and I would place it around here. I think it would look really good next to the coolant expansion tank. So I will weld a little bracket and reuse this little screw that sits down here. That will hold it in place. I think that will be good. Then we will route the new lines to the cooler and also the return line for the steering rack.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Got a buildup of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby I have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I love.
Here we have everything in place, and I got to use the OEM hoses because I really don't trust these shinies. It looks kind of good, but you never know. So the hose that's on the car right now, if we could just get some focus. Hello. You see, it's not, it might crack. I have some bad stories from Chinese stuff, but either way, OEM hoses, hydraulic hoses connected, and this bracket that I made is very much heavy duty, super loaded, and that's not needed, but that was what I had and it turned out really good. So now it sits nice and clean, everything is connected. So now I think we will continue and try to mock up the intercooler and just put on the front bumper to see how it fits, because I want the intercooler to sit slim to the front bumper, because we have this huge gap in the front. So the ideal placement for the oil cooler, for the steering cooler, would probably be in front of the intercooler, but that would just mess up the looks of everything. So looks is more important. I think it will do a great job where it sits, because air will be passing through the grill and straight on it right here as well. So it's quite a tight package, even though we have some space, but I will mock this up and very quickly just throw on the front bumper and we will see how everything looks. So this is how I want it to sit, and here you can see better the NG9 5 Turbo 6 brakes with a 340mm brake disc. Looks massive, and some cutting will be needed, but this is how I want it to look. I want it to be like this mean gap with just full-blown intercooler in the entire gap. I would actually want it to sit a couple of millimeters lower, because this gap is not so nice, but I'm planning to maybe extend the lip a little bit, because I have some carbon fiber plans for this front bumper. So I think this will be pretty nice, even though it looks like this. And some cutting has to be done. If you look down here, you can see the fitting right here will interfere with this. So a little cutting right here, then the pipe will fit. And I just put this on. We will have to modify the crash beam a little bit to make it fit also. But here you can see there is so much space for the air filter. So a few of you said that it will be heat soaked, but I think it will be so much air traveling through here, so I don't think it will be an issue. Because on many cars you have the air filter right here, right beside the engine, and the air doesn't really have nowhere to escape. So, but even though I have so much space, but I think I will place the oil cooler down here. We could pick that out and see how that looks as well. I got so much stuff everywhere. But here we have the 19-row oil cooler with AN10 fittings. So we will relocate the filter as well. It would be really nice to be able to fit this like inside here in some way. The best would be if it would look something like this. That would be so mean, but it will also interfere with the attachment of the hose for the... But we will figure something out. I want this to breathe fresh air, so if it sits a little bit in right here, I don't think it would disturb too much. Maybe a little bit of an angle. So we will make that happen as well. But yeah, it's a bit of work to make this fit, and I didn't think it would sit that far ahead, but it really has to, because I don't like when it's a gap on the side. It should sit like flush, and I don't dare to drop it lower because this front bumper would be very low as it is. You can see it already has some scratches, and it will attach in the bottom as well, so we will keep it like this. This looks so good. I really can't wait to drive this car, and I hope it drives. So this is what it looks like without the front bumper on, and you can see how far forward this is pushed. Looks really crazy. So now we are going to make some brackets. We will reuse the attachment points in the subframe that the original intercooler and everything sits in. And I placed the oil cooler right here. So it will be quite a tight squeeze, but it will look so mean from the front. And this will be pretty easy to attach the AN10 fittings right here and to the relocated oil filter. So we will have that sitting in a good space, so it will be easy to switch. And this will be a little bit tight as well, but not too hard. Would be some custom piping going up to the turbo. Okay, so now we will see how accurate is my eye measurement. See if I can do this with one hand. Not too bad. And we are going to use a little bit of a bushing as well. Oh, come on, this is perfect. Look at this, and then the little bushing down there that will hold it in place. Now we're going to weld this in right here, drill a hole, and this will work fantastic. The intercooler is flying by itself, very nice, and the battery is flashing red, and so am I. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Please subscribe to the channel, your support means the world to me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!